Hey, it's your pal Song. I'm with my friend Bino.
Yo,
Alex Bino in the house.
and the Hizzle for Rizzle. I'm sorry.
We just got done watching the new Resident Evil movie called Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, right?
Oh, geez, yeah. It pulled straight from this. Holy crap.
I know. This is the first time. Is this the first time watching Resident Evil 2?
The remake, yeah.
Yeah. Look at all of this.
Yeah, this is pulled, or the movie pulled straight from this.
This is like the movie had a lot of fan service. It had this exact part in it. That was awesome, actually. They did a lot. The new Resident Evil movie, it did a lot of fan service. It was cool. A lot of things that gamers would appreciate.
It struck a real good balance of putting you, reminding you where the source material was, while also making its own spin on the story. It wasn't like the first movie where it was like an entirely different, like a whole different story, a whole different area, and it didn't even like, yeah, that's straight out. And like the very first movie, it just it was an action movie that had zombies that also had Umbrella in it. It didn't feel like a Resident Evil, but this one, like, starting off, like it's telling you you're in Raccoon City, and that was a thing you didn't really know in the first movie. But this one, it was. I mean, it's called Welcome to Raccoon City. It's just, you know, it's a little different here, obviously, from the actual movie. But we'll do our best not to spoil it. But I mean, it's Resident Evil.
No, there's gonna be a spoiler alert.
If you've played the games, you know the characters, and so you kind of know who's gonna live through it based on the names of the characters. But I mean, other than that, there's not too much that is blatantly obvious to you.
I thought it was funny how in the movie they made Leon to be a rookie cop that sucked.
Yeah, in the games he kind of comes off as a badass, but in the movie he was incompetent to say the least. Like that truck explosion didn't wake him up. Come on now. Like I wanted to mention something about that while we were at the theater, but I was being quiet because we're in a movie. But that was absolute, like, no fucking way do you not hear that, or more importantly, feel it.
I know, I would have felt it.
I mean, there's a shockwave. You're gonna notice it. He looks like a lawyer.
Yeah, I dressed him up like that. That's his other outfit.
Oh, okay. It's like lawyer.
Now, I remember Jill not being black. But Jill was black. Not that I have a problem with it.
Well, like I said, there's no Barry. Barry ain't black. So, I mean, there was
Yeah, Jill was pretty much the only black character. I think she was the only one.
I'm sure one of the zombies or two was, but let's talk about the zombies because they were smart. They weren't just your normal bumbling, shambling wrecks. And more importantly, you get to see the transformation that they make. And in the movie, it's over a long period of time. It's years that this stuff happens. And no, you don't. Well,
Hey, look. Beef jerky. Oh, that looks like deer jerky. Mmm.
tasty. I'll shoot as he shoots. But, like, you know what? And actually, the zombies in the movie look very, very good. They're not like the old. Oh, they're not like the old zombies in movies where they're just. I mean, they're gross looking, which is kind of the important part. But they are like it starts the first time you see them, like people are getting sick and their hair is falling out, they're like balding, and then they start scratching at their face and kind of flesh just starts coming off, and that is, ugh, that's a creepy looking zombie. And like I said, they're they're not just your normal shambling whatevers. They're smart. They kind of coordinate a little bit, and they're not the slowest things in the world.
And one of the zombies wrote down the word itchy tasty.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
that was like when you could see the descent. Like it wasn't just they're dead and then they get up and they're zombies. It was a slow descent into zombiehood, and that's more terrifying than just a sudden turn for people who, like when they turn into zombies just quickly like that, they have no idea. But there's a moment of they're terrified. They don't know what's happening to them, but they experience it. Everywhere else, they're dead, and then all of a sudden, they're alive. I would argue they're not conscious because
They did a wonderful job on the set pieces. The mansion looked like it was, and the police station looked like it was, and like they basically meshed the two games together. Both games are happening at the same time, and they all meet up, and they escape. And the right people survived.
the right people for a sequel.
Yeah, like Chris,
really
Jill, Leon, Claire, and Sherry. They survived, just like in the game.
And I really liked at the end the fan service with the twins. Like that was. I know not Code Veronica wasn't everyone's favorite game, but they've definitely set themselves up to have more movies, and I really hope that this one gets the acclaim that it deserves. It might not be a better action movie than the original Resident Evils, but it is a better Resident Evil movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dude, I hope they go over Code Veronica. Code Veronica had my favorite story, and had my favorite villains.
I mean, I didn't like. I'm not a person who's played the games, the originals or the remakes. I've watched people play them. I know what goes on. I know the stories, but I've never been one for puzzles and survival horror. It's more interesting to me to watch, just because
Like-
it's a story. And that
Like how much of the source material they were going over? I'm kind of surprised they didn't have any puzzles.
well, the only puzzle they have is the piano,
Oh yeah, the piano. What am I talking about?
but that wasn't really a puzzle because he had the answer right in front of him.
Well, a lot of the times you have the answer right in front of you. You're gonna see an example of that in this game.
Wow. I mean, the answer's always right in front of you, but you have to find it. This was somebody texted him, essentially, and said, play this song. And it didn't even say this. I said, plus these notes, because I doubt he knew how to play the piano. But it definitely, it sets up Umbrella to be an unknown menace. It's slowly kind of introduced to you how terrible they are. I mean, again, if you play the games,
Dude, those two twins in Code Veronica,
Yes.
there's a brother and a sister. The sister, the game's called Code Veronica because the twins, they're part of a very prestigious family, and they run Umbrella. And the sister, she wants to be like Veronica, the person that started the legacy. And so the sister wanted to desperately be like Veronica because the family was doing awesome. Then in the middle,
Same color in the movie.
like 3 generations of Ashford family, that's their last name.
Yes.
3 generations sucked. Like the business slowly declined. Then Alexa, the sister, the twin sister,
Oof.
Alexa knows about the Ashford family legacy, and she wanted to be like Veronica, who was very intelligent and very beautiful.
Claire! Claire, you okay?
She was obsessed with becoming her. So she injected herself. She subjected herself to a bunch of experiments to become an ultimate bioweapon, but she can still have control of herself. Like she has complete control over the virus, you know?
This is out of control.
So she would maintain her looks. So she subjected herself to an experiment and went into a deep sleep. And for 3 years, she must be in that deep freeze sleep for the virus to kick in completely. And the brother, during those 3 years, the brother was very depressed. Like, he started missing her. They're incest.
Ugh.
They love each other quite a lot.
Quite literally, yes.
And, let's see. It's gonna be a little hard to play this game while I'm talking, but whatever. But, so he started missing her a lot, so he started talking like her.
Like I said, the set pieces. This is all this, like, I mean, this first level isn't like in the movie, but it's got that second level is like straight out of it.
Like this set piece, like they made the police station look just like this in the movie. I appreciated that. I'm gonna take out my infinite fucking machine gun. I should be fine.
I do like they gave a reason for Claire to be coming back in the movie with the weird conspiracy theory dude who I was kind of hoping was going to live a little longer than he did, because I was hoping he would explain a little bit more about what was going on, but you know, you saw it coming. I made a mess.
Ben was in the movie, and he was in the prison cells like he was, and he did find out the truth. Like, he knows what's going on. That is pretty much why he was in jail. Chief Irons put him in there. That was a twist. Chief Irons wasn't a bad guy in this one.
Oh, not intentionally anyway.
Yeah. He was a bad cop, but...
Yeah, he was a shit cop who doesn't know how to count his bullets,
Yeah.
but
He must have been terrified. I would have been pretty scared too, but not that scared. To the point where I fucking... Because every time Chief Irons shot in the movie, he didn't even look at the fucking... He didn't even look at his target before he fired. And this guy's about to die a very classic death. Oh my
oh, they shoot through him quick.
Oh, God.
Is it bad, Coach? You're fine, dude.
Oh, boy. What did you have on your notebook, buddy?
Some shitty drawings.
Halt.
They can take a lot of bullets.
Yeah, this Resident Evil's hard.
Looks like dick shots do wonders.
I am an unethical dick shooter. I don't know what that's about. Unethical dick shooting.
Can we talk about that one scene where Chris came off as a total badass?
Yeah.
Like, I wish they would have shown more. I know it's like it's a cinematography choice, but the dude is surrounded by like 500 zombies and kills all of them. But it's all kind of in the dark. But each shot lights up the scene. Well, see, now that zombie could have easily got him. He's got plot armor. But each shot lit up the scene, so you knew how many he was killing. But at the same time, you also know it's completely implausible. Like I said, plot armor. And I feel like there's a reason that was all taped off, but who knows?
Leon does not give a shit.
And yeah, Leon's a badass in this, and then in the fucking movie, he's an absolute bumbling idiot. You know, at the end of the day, you're glad he's there, but...
Hey, check this out. Beef jerky. We're about to see a lot of beef jerky here, aren't we? Hey. Oh.
I mean, I feel like I won't get anywhere near that thing's mouth.
Beef jerky. Jesus.
Well, how did he manage that?
I don't know. But yeah, fuck dying like this myself. But then again, I'm not a quitter. I probably would have seen just how long I can go.
Survival mode. Scenario B.
If I was ever in a situation like this, I would never give up. I would treat it like a game. I would see just how long I can go.
So what do we think of the quote-unquote enemy types in the movie?
Well, we saw a liquor. I was pleased with the liquor.
I wish there would have been more, but they did kind of portray them to be quite a nuisance. So I would imagine there being more than one would make it less believable that they survive.
Oh yeah. I always forget that guy gets up.
And I do think that, I mean, the problem with, I won't say it's a problem, but like in general, the issue with these types of movies that have source material, is, and especially in a zombie movie, is we know what the fuck is going on where they don't. So it makes a lot of their choices. What's up, bud? He says. It makes a lot of their choices seem really stupid. And that was definitely one of those things when the liquor's crawling along the ceiling, and it's very obvious because the lights are moving, that nobody notices it. It's like there's not a draft. There's no reason for those to be moving. So I see a shadow.
Krug Shadow.
Yeah.
You guys ever heard of Krug Shadow?
Yeah, that's it.
It's a pretty good band. Krug Shadow, sure.
Yeah. But like, I mean, it's a movie. There's got to be some suspension of disbelief. But you know, there's a lot of shit in that movie that obviously is impossible. Like, you know, Umbrella existing. But
No, Umbrella exists. It's called Wells Fargo.
but either way,
Wells Fargo doesn't want you to get better.
you know, the ability to implode the entire city is a little far-fetched. I mean, I know mining towns have that issue. But then, I don't know, was Tyrant at the end?
Yep.
He was. Who was the very, very end? Was that a new thing specifically for the movie? I don't remember that.
The very, very end.
Yeah, the very, very end.
Yeah, that's basically the second form.
Oh, okay. I don't think I ever saw that. I remember the tyrant.
William Birkin had so many forms. I'm surprised we only got to see that much. Uh-oh, I'm gonna need your brain on this.
Oh, dude, I watched you this and I couldn't figure it out while I was watching. So,
Gosh darn it.
is it just it's a pattern?
Ugh.
Is it like you have to do 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and you keep doing it like 1, 2, 5?
Basically, you gotta press these in order.
Oh. Oh.
Alright. It's gonna be so hard thinking about this game while I'm talking. Is there anything else to say?
Well, what do you like about like the actors in general? Like,
The actors weren't bad. I didn't know any of them.
well, you knew Daryl from Letterkenny.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the. Like he's a good actor and everything, but it definitely threw me off. Like I was not expecting that at all. It was. Let me see here. Ugh, it's not getting good reviews. 44% on Metacritic, 20% Rotten Tomatoes, but out of Google users, 81% liked the movie. Like, what the hell? Let's see, and the gal who played Claire. She was one of those people who I was like, I couldn't remember the last time I saw her, but I know I'd seen her. She's a relatively unknown. And I think that's kind of cool that they didn't spend the budget on the big name actors. And that allowed them to expand on those set pieces. Invest in the money required, invest in the tech required for the zombification process and the general look and feel of the zombies. But yeah, Kaya Scodelario, she was the one who played, and I remember seeing her in Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tell No Tales. It was kind of, wasn't one of the better ones, but I enjoyed it. But like any of the other stuff, never heard of it that she was in. I mean, I think the only person that I recognized in that movie, well, like I said, I recognized Nathan Dale's Daryl and Neil McDonough. Like, I recognized him, but I couldn't put where I'd seen him. I just recognized him. Yeah, everybody else in that movie, I had no idea who they were. Maybe that's why I wasn't getting such good reviews. It doesn't have that star power. I think for a Resident Evil movie, it was very good. But it might suffer from some of the problems that the World of Warcraft movie did, in that it was very fan servicey, and if you played the games and knew the source material, it was an excellent movie. But if you were entirely new to the franchise, it didn't make that much sense. Like, to me, I know what Umbrella does and what they do, and so I know why they're the bad guys. But in the movie, they're obviously the bad guys, but it's an unknown reason why they're the bad guys until they start executing the people trying to leave, and it's like it shows the Umbrella Corporation logo on their helmet, and that's really the extent of up until that point. And at the very end, when they're talking about the viruses and what they were doing with genetic experiments with the kids and whatnot, then you go, oh, okay, now I get it, and good luck walking, bud. So that to me, you know, maybe that's why it's not getting reviewed. And it just came out too, so every review is going to heavily affect the average. We'll see in a little bit, but I don't know. I like that they portrayed Wesker as less cartoonishly evil. He was just trying to survive himself, basically. And he was going to sacrifice everybody else to do it, but at the same time, he's like, Jill, look, you got to come with me. He wanted. How do we feel about that? The love story between Jill and Wesker in the movie.
That was weird.
Like, I mean, it wasn't explicit, but they basically told Chris, like, yeah, you need to give up on Jill. She ain't that into you. I was like, was that a thing in the games? Like,
It wasn't.
I was like, Jill was always kind of her own boss.
Yeah.
Never really took her as being the kind of, you know, there wasn't anything in the games that made me think, oh yeah. I mean, there's camaraderie, and that was basically it.
God, I'm forgetting so many things.
Yeah, you're preoccupied with a rambling movie review.
Anything else to say?
I don't know. Like I said, the end credit scenes definitely set it up for a sequel. You kind of get you kind of get a character's signature look out of it. Unfortunately, the other character, she wasn't dressed the way she normally is, which is disappointing.
Which one?
Ada.
Oh. No, Ada dressed like that.
Well, I'm just talking about the signature red outfit.
I know.
She wasn't in that.
She was inside. Inside she was.
Oh, okay.
But that's how she looked in this Resident Evil.
Well, yeah, when she's introduced to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you could tell she was wearing it on the inside because of the choker.
Yeah. But I wish I could have seen that, but that's for my personal reasons.
Equal for people like you.
Which, desperately hoping there is one, but the reviews are currently not favoring that, unfortunately. But who knows? They probably save themselves enough money going with these non-A-listers to fund it anyway. Whoa, that was bright. Oh, hi.
Oh, a helicopter. Dude, Brad crashed the helicopter into the mansion. I guess they flip-flopped this scene.
Right there. Okay.
It's like, instead of the police station, how about the fucking mansion?
Claire.
Yeah, that was good. It was quite the explosion, too. It messed that thing up.
Alright, you good?
I'm good.
I'm good.